Every morning is an opportunity to connect with Jesus. Whether you're looking to get started or looking to grow more, DDPC is for you. Join us as we connect with Jesus together.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Daily Devotion with Pastor Chris. And guess what? I'm Pastor Chris. And man, what a joy it is to be with you today. So God bless you, as many of you are on your way to work, getting ready for work, just waking up. Some of you are coming home from work. Many of you are catching us on replay. And so thank you for giving us that time. And so we really appreciate all of the support. Today is episode 751. Actually, I need to make that edit right now. So if you'll just give me 2 seconds to do that, that would be great. If you're on our multi-stream platform, you know that it said 750 and now it says 751. So anyway, welcome. And I want to get right into this. We have been on quite the journey for a little over 2 weeks. We have been looking at the devotionals that were written for our students at this year's fall retreat last October. I say last October like it was a long time ago. October was 2 days ago. So, but so I put Christmas lights on my house this year. Russell and I, we put them on the roof of the house. I've wanted to do that for years, and so we put them on. But I wouldn't turn them on until after Halloween because Pastor Kyle, who is the authority on Christmas decorations, told me that the day after Halloween is when you get to turn on Christmas lights. So I turned those on. That was really cool to see those go on last night. But anyway, I don't even know why I said that. So here we go. But today I want to read to you the devotional. This devotional is written by one of the youth leaders, and who also helps us with Royal Rangers and has helped us in a number of areas in the church, serves the church well. His name is Nick DeLugo. Many of you guys know Nick, and love Nick very much. So he talks on a posture of leadership, and so I want to give you a little breakdown. You know, his devotion is pretty dense. So I may break this up into 2 parts today, or not today, but today and tomorrow. So he writes this in John chapter 13 through 17. Okay, there's 4 chapters there. Actually 13, 14, 15, 16, so 5 chapters. It details the final intimate moments that Jesus spends with his disciples prior to his crucifixion. Chapter 13 begins with the account of Jesus washing his disciples' feet. The act of washing somebody's feet is in and of itself, does not carry much honor. During biblical times, in fact, foot washing was usually performed by servants or slaves, women upon guests entering into the home. But when Jesus first approached his disciple Peter to wash his feet, Peter was astonished, and he said in verse 8, "No, you shall never wash my feet. Why then would the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords place himself in such a lowly position?" And the answer to this question can be found in verses 14 through 17 in the same chapter 13. Jesus' response to Peter is this: "Now that I have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." So the act of Jesus washing his disciples' feet reveals 2 of the most essential characteristics of godly leadership here on earth: a servant's heart and humility. So for today, I want to talk about a servant's heart. People in the world today typically associate leadership with privilege and reward. And listen, I get that. You know, we honor our leaders, and as you should. That's a biblical principle. But a lot of times, they will associate leadership with those positions, such as a high school coach. Nick is a high school coach, and he says, I try my best to instill a servant's heart within the individuals on my teams. Athletes who are selected as our team captains must possess a proven track record of serving the team before themselves. Considering the me first world we live in, it should come as no surprise that many kids struggle with this concept. On most athletic teams, freshmen or new athletes are required to complete these tasks of initiation on a daily basis, such as carrying the water jugs, cleaning the locker room, or carrying heavy equipment as part of the rite of passage. These tasks punish the newbies and reward the older leaders who've already, kind of earned their way, and serve as a daily reminder that those new athletes are on a different level within the collective pecking order. This creates I'm sorry, let me read that again. Those new athletes are on a different level within the collective pecking order this creates. Very early on in the team building process, division is established within the team. Early in my coaching career, I felt the need to flip the script on this tradition. At first, it was a difficult shift. It got easier, however, once the team saw me as their coach, filling and carrying their water jugs to the track or sweeping up the weight room after a busy lifting session. When the upperclassmen witnessed my service to the team, they understood the point that I was making. In fact, I can think of countless times when an athlete has run over to me to take a water jug, as a set of hurdles, or a broom out of my hand. The best part for me was watching the freshmen and the sophomores on the team volunteer to do the duties once they saw the upperclassmen volunteering to do them. The team learned a valuable lesson. No person is too big for any task. Every person became willing to sacrifice comfort and prestige in order to do what needed to be done for the team. This has created a spirit of unity and a culture of service in the locker room, which is primarily based on a desire for everyone to be successful, both individually and as a team. Additionally, the team witnessed firsthand the sacrifices I, as their coach, was willing to make for them. They knew I could back up my words with action, that I was willing to do so even without being prompted. And this built up confidence in my ability to lead the team and strengthen their personal relationship that developed throughout the year and beyond. Christians are repeatedly called upon throughout the Bible to serve one another. One of the best examples of this is in Matthew chapter 20, verse 26 through 28, when Jesus says, "But among you, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. Whoever wants to be first among you must become your slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom for many." Jesus' act here of washing his disciples' feet models this posture of a servant's heart. He doesn't tell them what to do, but rather he shows them what to do. Jesus breaks the conventional norms of society by positioning himself in a lowly position to serve those he loves. Later, Jesus completes the ultimate act of service by dying on the cross and sacrificing his life for the sins of humanity. Can you imagine him asking the disciples to complete this task instead of him? Of course he wouldn't. As the leader of all mankind, Jesus demonstrated the sacrifices we all should be making with our own lives. Jesus' servant's heart creates a blueprint for all Christians to emulate, calling us to serve, not be served. So as we lead through service, others will not only eagerly follow, but will also witness the love of Christ in us. And then tomorrow we'll kind of tackle humility. But man, I tell you, what a what a powerful uh, uh, example this is, and it's so timely. God He is so divine in His providence, and when I decided to do these devotionals, um, I'm just going in order as they're written, and excuse me, and I'd already planned, to preach certain things in certain weeks leading up to, and I didn't consider the two. And so it's just amazing to me how this Sunday I'm talking about this very subject, and here we're landing on it in DDPC and kind of ending our week on the idea of service. And then Sunday we're going to be talking about improving your serve. And so I'm just, as we're lining up in the fundamentals. So I'm just so thankful for the Spirit of God as He prompts and leads and guides, because He's speaking to His church. And He's speaking to you and to me, and He's tapping us on our heart's door, and He's saying, listen, no servant's greater than your master. Your master did not come to be served, but to serve. I think about two quick examples before we go today. Number one was, I have a dear friend of mine back in Oklahoma, and he is a servant, man. His name is Greg, and he serves people, and he did all through high school. I saw him do this. When people made fun of him, he served them anyway. He just was like, you know what? You're a human being, and I'm going to serve you. I'm going to bless you. I don't have to. I'm not required to. This isn't a pecking order. It's not my rite of passage, and it's not an initiation. I am serving you because you're God's creation, and I want you to be blessed by my actions. And he served. And I will tell you now today, man, this guy, he has probably no idea the layers of friend insulation that he has around him, because he just serves people, and it's just his heart. And and then I think about one thing that Nick said a minute ago about how our natural tendency toward leadership is for them to, we should, if we're below them, we should serve those leaders, right? And he kind of used the example of a coach. In terms of pastoring, I have always tried to serve and be involved in, I'm not promoting me, but in the festival that we had on Saturday, it was so great. I mean, I really had a great time just talking with people and stuff, and we stayed a good hour after it was over, just visiting and talking. But I sent Pastor AJ and Heather a text because I was quite busy just talking with people, and I think a lot of people are just taking advantage of the fact that it wasn't like a pulpit time. It was they had more than 30 seconds with me, and so there was we were taking advantage of that moment. But what it did do is it eliminated me from helping with the teardown, and I felt really, really bad about that, and so I sent them a text just to let them know how apologetic Jeanette and I were, but we were kind of, I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just my heart was to help them and to not have them and their teams do all the work. So anyway, but that's I don't ever want people to think, oh well, he's the pastor, he doesn't have to do, or they're on staff, so or they're the board, or they're there, whatever. I mean, the reason you hold those positions is to serve, right? And so that's true of our whole life. It's not even church. As a Christian, we should always follow the example of Christ, and that's just good leadership. Good leadership is willing to get down in the trenches and do whatever needs to be done to get the job done, right? And so if that means serving in what seems to be lower positions, then it needs to be done, and you just do it with a grateful heart and a cheerful heart. So anyway, just a recent example in my life where I just kind of had to grapple with that. So probably being too transparent. I don't know. But in any case, listen, guys, that's the first part where he was talking about leadership and service, and then tomorrow we'll hit humility, and boy, that's a big one, man. So that's pretty exciting. But in any case, that concludes today's episode of DDPC. I am thankful for all of you as you continue to serve the Lord and in a variety of ways. So in terms of a quick shout out, just want to say hi to Kate Williams and CB Fur. CB Fur, good to see you. Krista McAfee, Diane Riley, Izzy Ortiz, Susan Hotchkiss, Michelle Allen, Kathy Lukowski, Elizabeth Orlando, Shannon Schmidt, Heine, Paul the Lavish, Tom Keefe, Dan McCauley, Dan the man. Good to see you, buddy. Izzy, God bless you. Grace, nice to have you on. Grace Jimenez. Dr. Desjardins is on with us. Anita Finkel, good to see you. Abs Now, Abigail, haven't seen you in a while. Nice to have you back on. Good to see you. Heather Onofrio, nice to have you on today. Amen. His Irish baby girl is on. God bless you. Hey, Jeanette Lynn Willis. God bless you, hun. Good to see you on today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And over here on Facebook and YouTube land, we've got Colette and Thomas and Chris Jagoda. Good to have you guys. Scott Blakeman, nice to have you. Jacqueline Campoli, nice to see you. Timothy Jones, Melissa Morse, Athena Detlefs, Eileen Toma, Tammy Schiavi, Joe Duhamel, Mike Willis, Michelle Rodriguez, Lauren Lopez, Timothy Jones, Cindy Wood, Brian Blakeman, God bless you, man. Jesse Deemers, welcome. Scott and Janetta Dobler, God bless you. Have a beautiful and blessed day, my friend. Welcome Yvonne and Denise LeBlanc, God bless you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Renee Galuza, good to have you. Welcome Gene Hickman, thank you for tuning in today. Deirdre Mitchell, Rocco Baldino, welcome Elena, God bless you. Tara, nice to see you again. Sherry, thank you for being on, Sherry, God bless you. Fabrizio, good to have you on, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Deb Click on with us. God bless you, Deb. Good to see you. Kim Sikelski, nice to have you on, Kim. What's up, Katie Maggs? Good to have you on. Welcome, Christina Ziniak. Good to see you today as well. Welcome as well. I've almost said you hello twice, Christine. Let's see. Welcome also. I think Sharon Grinrod. Nice to have you on, Sharon. Thank you for being with us today. And that seems to conclude the active streaming list. So many have already dipped out, but listen, guys, have a blessed day. And tomorrow's Thursday, so I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.